While the term political science as a separate field is a rather late arrival in terms of social sciences, analyzing political power and the impact that it had on history has been occurring for centuries. However, the term political science was not always distinguished from political philosophy, and the modern discipline has a clear set of antecedents including moral philosophy, political economy, political theology, history, and other fields concerned with normative determinations of what ought to be and with deducing the characteristics and functions of the ideal state. The antecedents of Western politics can be traced back to the Socratic political philosophers such as Aristotle, as he known as the father of political science. Aristotle was one of the first people to give a working definition of political science. He believed that it was a powerful branch of science and that it held special authority over other branches such as military science. Political philosophers such as Plato and Aristotle began to analyze political thought in a way that placed more significance on the scientific aspect of political science, which was contrary to how it was portrayed by the Greek philosophers that came before them. Prior to Plato, the main commentary on politics came from poets, historians, and famous playwrights of the day. During the most prosperous time for the Roman Empire, there were both men documenting the history as it happened, employing their own point of view, but also men who were implementing the politics of the day and influencing the history as it happened. Some of the main historians included Polybius, Livy, and Plutarch. These men focused not only on documenting the rise of the Roman Empire but also on the rise and fall of other nations. The men implementing the political policies as they saw fit includes leaders such as Julius Caesar and Cicero. While Caesar was a dictator who kept a tight grip on his people in order to protect his power, he did carry out reforms that would go on to benefit the people. At that point in time, political science was the process of understanding the impact of governing bodies and how rulers choose to enforce laws, as well as the history of specific countries was a whole. Nearly 1,000 years elapsed from the foundation of the city of Rome in 753 BC to the fall of the Western Roman Empire of the beginning of the Middle Ages. In the interim, there is a manifest translation of Hellenic culture into the Roman sphere. Eventually, both Greek gods and Greek philosophy were taken by the Romans. The Greek philosophy known as Stoicism was implemented as Roman law. The Stoic was committed to preserving proper hierarchical roles and duties in the state so that the state as a whole would remain stable. Among the best known Roman Stoics were philosopher Seneca and the Emperor Marcus Aurelius. Seneca, a wealthy Roman patrician, is often criticized by some modern commentators or historians for failing to adequately live by his own aspects. The Meditations of Marcus Aurelius, on the other hand, can be best viewed as the philosophical reflection of an emperor divided between his philosophical aspirations and the duty he felt to defend the Roman Empire from its external enemies through his various military campaigns. According to Polybius, Roman institutions were the backbone of the empire, but Goldman law is the medulla. Looking back at the predecessors of ancient India's politics leads to three of the four Vedas of Hinduism as well as the Mahabharata and Pali canon. The works from the Vedas include the Rig Veda, Samhitas, and Brahmanas, approximately 200 years after Chanakya's time. The Manusmriti was published, becoming another essential political treatise for India at the time. In China, despite common belief, Confucianism, also known as Ruism, and Taoism, as known as religions, but are also core political philosophies. These political philosophies, in addition to legalism and Mohism, originated from ancient China during the spring and autumn period. This period in China's history was a golden age of Chinese philosophy as it gave way to many different ideas which were discussed freely. The four mentioned political philosophies are part of the six classical school of thoughts in Chinese philosophy as determined by Sima Tan. During the imperial period, Confucianism modified with the times, being heavily influenced by the legalism and dominated Chinese political philosophy. So these are the ancient period of the history of political science. Thank you for watching this video today. Have a good day.